What if the journey to self respect is challenging? So challenging, actually, because it's uncomfortable. It requires more from you than you're used to. It requires you to stop people in their tracks of how they're treating you and to actually correct them, to actually tell them, no, I don't like that. And to realize that they might feel like they think that they can treat you however they want to, but you're correcting them. And it's challenging because it's uncomfortable because now you're sitting in healthy tension that you're creating. Now you're being faced with yourself in this journey of growth, in this journey of healing, and you're asking yourself what it is that you actually want. It's not a matter of what it is that you're willing to tolerate anymore. It's now a matter of what it is that you want, because the reason why it's a matter of what it is that you want is because you're becoming in touch with the little you that didn't get what it needed. And also, not only didn't get what it needed, but wasn't strong enough, wasn't consciously aware enough at the time to communicate anything different. So now what are you doing? Now you're sitting with yourself. You're sitting with your intuition that you are allowing to resurface. Your intuition that you're learning to trust. Your intuition that for actually a long time was numbed out, was drained out, and drowned out by a bunch of other things. Other people that apparently knew you. But there's really only one person that can know you. And despite what other people have told you or taught you, you are that one person that can actually know you. So when it comes to becoming disciplined in self respect, it's not just about how you approach yourself, it's about how you train other people to treat you. And there is nothing out there that is wrong in terms of how you approach it. How you want to be treated is how you want to be treated. And it's that simple. The challenging thing here is that you're going to have to communicate to other people how it is that you want to be treated. And if they don't want to treat you that way, then it's also your decision to either keep them or cut them out. In my own experiences, the journey to self respect has been so difficult and uncomfortable because I've created a lot of healthy tension. I've made it very clear that I know exactly how I want to be treated, and it's nothing crazy. It's nothing blown out of proportion. I don't want to be called a certain thing, I don't want to be talked to a certain way. It's also helping me see how severely dysregulated people are and how out of touch with themselves they are. Whenever someone treats you terribly, it's just simply how they feel about themselves. It has nothing to do with you. It's not personal to you. It's just simply how they feel about themselves. If somebody has an inability to respect you, it's because they don't see their own self respect and they don't choose their own self respect. So they're just projecting onto you how they feel about themselves. But the reason why it's so important to understand this, the reason why I'm making this video, is because you might be somebody who came from a position of not respecting yourself and also simultaneously allowing other people to not respect you. But now, as you awaken, now as you heal, now as you sit in this new space of conscious self awareness, you're like, wait a second, I don't want that anymore. I don't want to be like that anymore. I don't want to tolerate, I don't want to allow. I'm learning about myself. I'm learning about my values, what it is that I actually want. If you did not get healthy ego state development, the likelihood that you don't have a high self esteem, the likelihood that you don't have self respect, the likelihood that you don't have confidence is very high. Healthy ego state development is paralleled to confidence, self respect, healthy boundaries, individuation, differentiation. All of these things that people that got healthy ego state development were raised with, you may not have been if you were not raised in a healthy way with a healthy ego state. There's no perfect childhood, there's no perfect parent, but there is a difference between a healthy or a healthier childhood and a childhood with someone where you learned that you are to be disrespected consistently, and that people are supposed to be allowed to walk all over you and treat you however they want to, because who the fuck are you to have standards? Who the fuck are you to have boundaries? No, if you're in the presence of some people, you just have to tolerate the mistreatments and the abuse. Some of the coolest relationships and interactions I've ever had in my life have been with people that are far more healthy boundaried, individuated, and differentiated. They're very respectful, but they're also fun. It's not about being like serious all the time. It's about knowing yourself and knowing other. The healthiest relationships out there are the ones where I know myself well enough that I can know other based on what they allow me to know. But it's respected, it's balanced, it's calm, it's peaceful, it's fun. Consistent, regular disrespect in relationships is not normal. It is not healthy. It is unacceptable. And I would not ever tolerate it. I've gone through enough growth myself. I've done enough work on myself to understand these dynamics and to see straight through them. If you want to change anything in your life in regards to your relationships with other people, it's going to be uncomfortable. There might even be a point where, because you have an interaction with somebody, you have an experience with somebody, and you've done all this work, but the other person, they actually become a reinforcement that you are not worthy of doing this work. But that's only because you see it that way. That's only because you believe it that way. People can be reinforcements of unworth in your own mind, meaning that an interaction you might have with somebody could turn into this belief in your mind that you're just simply not worthy of a healthy relationship. It's not true. It's just what it is that you believe based on what you experienced with them. Seeing that for what it is the transformative part. You are worthy. You're just choosing to be with somebody that reinforces unworth in you, or unworthiness in you. On the journey of self-respect, you're going to create healthy tension, where you basically, it feels like you're slowing down time. Maybe your heart is racing because you feel this thing inside of you that's like, wait a second, I've been talked to like that before. This new version of myself that I am consciously constructing does not approve of that, does not like that. I don't want to be talked to that way. So I'm going to push through this heavy beating, fast beating heart that's communicating to me, I don't like that. I'm going to say something about it when previously I shut down. A trauma response, fight, flight, freeze, fawn. And instead of appeasing and being like, okay, fine, you can talk to me however you want to, I just want you to like me. No, I want me to like me. And I'm not going to like myself if I'm just appeasing to some bullshit fucking abuse and I'm just allowing you to talk to me however you want to. I'm not going to be able to fall asleep at night thinking about how happy I am with myself if I just let you treat me however I want to. So I am going to correct you. It is going to create healthy tension. It is going to feel uncomfortable for me. It is going to make me question whether or not I should be friends with you because you just said some pretty nasty, vile shit to me. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, I determine me just like you determine you. Nobody else. Nobody else gets to tell you who you are. Nobody else gets to tell you what you think. Nobody else gets to tell you what you feel. Nobody else gets to invalidate the shit out of your fucking life experiences. Nobody. 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 Oh, you didn't like what I said to you? You're so fucking sensitive. No. Period. Absolutely not. End of story. The journey of self-respect is also one of self-love, and that's why the self-respect is there. Because it has you getting more in touch with what it is that you actually want and not settling for anything less. Again, you get to choose yourself. You get to choose what it is that you actually like, what it is that you actually dislike. You don't just have to like something because you learned to like it in survival, to survive, to not fucking drown. You learn to wear all of these fucking masks that you forgot to take off. You don't have to wear any of this stuff. You don't have to pretend. If you did previously, you don't have to now. This is a different chapter of life. This is a new chapter of life. You're not in survival anymore. You don't have to play the games that other people taught you to play in survival. To be loved, to be accepted, to be validated. You don't need anybody else's validation and approval. Your worth is internal, it is intrinsic, it is decided by you. Nobody else gets to dictate that. And let me just make this very clear before I end off this video. Self respect can be uncomfortable and challenging because it's totally different territory. You might even be thinking to yourself, well, if I set these standards, if I set these boundaries and people don't like them, then I'm going to lose people. Cool. Good. Yeah. Wonderful. Fun. Lose people. Because it will make space for the people that actually fuck with you, the people that actually want to be in your life. And when I say fuck with you, I mean that in a healthy way. Like they like you, they love you, they vibe with you. They're happy to respect you. They're happy to give you what it is that you need. And what you need is not ridiculous. It's not crazy. It's not too much. You are not too much. You are not too much. You deserve to respect yourself, and you deserve to be respected by people that will respect you.